Like they charged us an additional like $600 last month.
Ooh.
And I'm like, so we don't use it. So I'll go in there and start deleting stuff. So it's a good catch-all. Like if I forget to go live on YouTube, then I go take the video and upload it. But
Like they charge us an additional
lately we've been
$600.
able to catch it, get it on YouTube, and then I can save that. I just didn't know if it gave you another notification now that it's live or something like that.
It
Another,
didn't say anything. It's in the upper right-hand corner that it's, the content of this meeting is being sent to YouTube, but I didn't get a notification.
yeah, it's not like you have to click on it like it's being recorded,
Right.
right? Which is strange. You think they would want the same level of,
Disclosure.
yeah. Hey guys, so it's being on YouTube. Just
Don't say anything stupid.
Now say all the stupid stuff. Well, good morning, Robin. Good morning, Mara. Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Jessica. Good morning, Jim. Good morning, Dan. Let's hear from you guys. What are the big wins from the weekend? I think people are sleeping. Like this is the lowest Monday early start I've seen. I love it. Everyone's all
One.
asleep.
I got a win.
Let's go, Jess. What you got?
Potential win. So you know how I did that call? I called you or you called me?
I
Well,
did.
the lady ended up showing back at my open house like 10 minutes before I was gonna close and was like, "Yeah, I just wanted to make sure you're gonna be able to come look at my house, whatever." So I told her, "Yeah." I ended up going and she was showing me her house, all everything that she's changed and upgraded. I took photos and she really liked me and she was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna cancel my contract with my guy." And she asked me for cards so she could hand out to her friends. And then yesterday, when I did the open house again, I was picking up my sign from in front of her house and I noticed her for sale sign was gone. So, and I looked inside and the staging was gone too. And I was like, wait, like, did she cancel it? I ended up texting her and yeah, she canceled, but he didn't tell her he took all the stuff. He said, oh, by the end of the week, I'll have everything gone. And he had took everything like that with less than 24 hours.
Text me the address on that one so I can see the other listing
Okay.
and then get some feedback for you.
Yeah, but she says she has had no communication with him since January, since it's been listed.
That's low.
And, and she said not aware of any open houses. Like she said this guy lives like probably across town. So he probably doesn't come over here often.
She's not living there, is she? So it sounds like it's vacant.
No, she sold it, or yeah, she already bought another house. But yeah, so I was texting her last night, and I was just like, hey, like, just want to know what the status was, and she was like, yeah, I ended up canceling the contract, but he said he was gonna move everything by the end of the week, and he was gonna drop some like cancellation papers. But yeah, she was very upset that he took everything down, like not even 24 hours later.
You know what? Good riddance.
Yeah, so she said that she'll let me know how it goes. And yeah, she seemed very interested to like, I told her to, I'm like, yeah, we could set up like a consultation meeting and, go over all of that stuff.
Heck yeah, girl. Love it. That's a huge win. That's great.
And I told her to, because she asked me, she's used to be in real estate. She asked me if I sold any houses yet, and I said no. But I told her like I've been doing open houses every weekend, like as much as I can. And I was kind of scared because I told her no, but I just didn't want to lie.
Yeah, no reason to.
She seemed okay with it. She's just like, yeah, like if you would have told me that you were like have been in the industry for a long time, she's like, I would have believed you just because of like just talking to you.
That's a testament to learning. That's awesome, girl. Good for you. That's being paired to the right people, hanging out with Christina for a couple of weeks at a time doesn't, you know, isn't a bad thing. Love that. Man, that's exciting. My wife was in the truck with me when I called you, and she's like, "Who's that?" I'm all, "It's Jess." Oh, she's like, "Oh, I know. That's the one that hangs out with Christina all the time." I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "She's smart." So, well, other wins, celebrations. Now that you guys are finally on the call, Fabi was only 4 minutes late, Gracie was only 5 minutes late, and Lydia was only 6 minutes late. It's okay. You guys just got to miss the best part of your day. The first 6 minutes of this call. It's over. It's gone. Never to be seen again. Unless you go to YouTube and you look at the lives that are there, because it's probably recorded somewhere.
My service wouldn't let me on. Be nice.
I believe you with the fact that we can barely hear you now because you're disconnecting. So I get it. I understand. Yes.
One of my neighbors, or not necessarily a neighbor, but somebody that lives down the street that I met like the very first week I started real estate, emailed me the other day because he has a band and he has this really nice patio like right on the beach, and he throws these parties for like his tight knit group of friends. And he was like, "Hey, I was just thinking of you and wanted to see if like you wanted to help me out with this event and for Mother's Day, and maybe make some cute like party favors and just come by for the party and hang out with all of us." And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to." And so I'm walking over to his house this morning for coffee.
That's awesome. How are things going with your other deal?
Good. For my listing, I have 4 showings lined up when we go active tomorrow. And then for the buy side, we're gonna remove contingencies tomorrow. So
That's exciting.
other than the sale contingency, of course.
Of
But
course, yeah, the big part of it.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so everything's going smoothly.
I'm sorry I'm late, Dan, but I have a upcoming listing that was an off market that I'm working with a girl on my team. We got that signed, and then I have another 2 listings coming on the market in the next 2 weeks that I'm working with, and I removed all contingencies with my last buyer. So exciting stuff.
That's awesome. Hey, look at that. All 3 of you were late and all 3 of you shared.
We don't have rubber bands.
Just a couple minutes.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We still love you. So it's Monday, right? Every Monday we like to do what? Sleep in? I know. No, that's not what we're doing here. Monday is a day for reset. We reset our mindset. We reset our motivations. We reset our goals. We should be doing that on Sundays. We should be looking at our Sundays and go, okay, what does my week look like? Preparation is key. Not preparation H. Preparation is key. I am not a fan of forecasting. I don't like doing like, this is what I'm going to do this day. This is what I'm doing this day. This is what I'm doing this. I'm not a fan of it. I don't like it. I absolutely despise scheduling every minute of my day. But I can tell you, I get so much done in spite of myself when I'm prepared. So what do you think today is going to be about?
Open houses.
Yes, that's part of it.
Scheduling.
Scheduling, that's part of it, but just being prepared. It's the mindset of preparation. You got a sick kid, got a sick person, you go see a doctor. What do they do when you get there? Do they just have the doctor come in and start giving medicines away? Or do they start asking questions? They start doing tests. They take that little triangle thing and they whack you in the knee with it. They want to see the whole picture. They want to prepare themselves with the right image so that they can create the right solutions. People that go for races, right? Do I have any runners on the calls? Like distance runners? Marathons, half marathons to the mailbox, right? Long distance running. Well, you don't just wake up one day and say, I'm going to run a marathon. Well, it's a lie. You do. Sometimes you do wake up and say, I'm going to run a marathon. But it doesn't mean you get out there on the track and run a marathon. What do you have to do first? Well, you got to run to the mailbox. Then you got to run to the end of the street. And then you got to run to the end of the block. And then you got to run to the end of the neighborhood. And then you have to run to the end of the neighborhood and back twice. You have to get prepared for the longer journey, the longer marathon by small bits. Because when you run to the mailbox, you might be exhausted, tired, winded. Like, man, I'm so out of shape. I haven't ran to the mailbox in forever. Then I run past the mailbox. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm building this confidence. I can get past the mailbox. Now I'm getting to the end of the street pretty easily, pretty confidently. Now I'm running to the end of the street and back without stopping. Man, improvements, small pieces, small bits. But the people are out there running 8 miles a day. I had lunch with one of them. His name is Brett Darragani. He's going to be with us on Friday, little Finance Friday thing with Brett. He's a good buddy of mine. He came from the finance world at the car dealership, and now he's in finances with houses. But Brett runs 8 miles a day every morning. Some of you are like, holy crap. I don't even drive 8 miles a day sometimes. But this man, before I'm even out of bed, has already ran 8 miles for the day. But that's his preparation from the day. I get up, I get ready, I get my shoes on, I go run. That's a lifetime of preparation. Without showing you, you probably understand Brett is a tall, thin man. Because anyone that can run 8 miles must have 15-foot legs. But he makes running look easy. Watching him run is effortlessly. He doesn't look tired. He doesn't look bothered at all. Just gliding through that. Anyone ever seen those people that are just running on the side of the road and they're just like, holy crap, you are part gazelle, just running. Well, those people make it look easy because they're better prepared. I am not a runner. I don't know if that surprises any of you. I am not a distance runner. It's not what I like to do. Can I run? Yes. Can I run fast? If I have to. I'd rather run my mouth than run my legs, and that shows up in my waistline. But I'll tell you that the success of a runner, just like the success of a real estate agent, doesn't come to the person who hopes, that says, I'm going to do it. It's the person that straps on their shoes and gets to work. It comes to the person who's ready for when the opportunity shows up, right? My wife was offered to be a part of a Disney marathon team, which just sounds expensive. Because now I got to buy a whole bunch of Disney gear for her to run in. And it's not like this marathon is in some normal park. It's in a freaking Disney park. So you have to pay for that too. But my wife is a distance runner. And her friend was like, hey, we're going to do the Disney marathon this year. Are you in? And my wife's like, yes. I don't know how I'm going to get there. I don't know what I'm going to do to get there. But I said yes. And now she comes home and says, babe, we need to prepare for this race. And I told her, babe, I don't know how we fit into the equation here. I will gladly cheer you on from the sideline with a churro and a Dr. Pepper. But they don't have Dr. Peppers at Disney, so I have to suffer without. But she's going to prepare. So she's stretching and she's working out and she's doing the small runs. Because as you do more and more in your preparation, you get more confident in your day. The more I schedule out my day, the more confident I am in getting things done. The more confident I am in saying yes to things. Oh, I can't do that. I already have an 8-mile run set up, so I can't run another 8 miles in that time period. Well, I can't do that meeting because I already have X, Y, and Z meeting set up, so I got to schedule it elsewhere. I'm confident in my scheduling. I don't like to do it. It's not sexy. It's not fun. I don't like to prepare for things. My entire high school career, I didn't prepare. I showed up. I took the test. I passed. I walked away. Other kids hated me because I didn't answer questions in class. I didn't do anything in class. I showed up. I got an A. I walked away. To me, it was a game. Now come to life, I've got bad habits. Got a listing appointment. I'm just going to show up. Do you think I'm going to get that listing appointment?
Probably.
Probably, yeah.
Definitely.
No, but if I show up super prepared, how does it look?
Much better.
Yeah, I show up with the right information. I show up understanding the house. I show up understanding the neighborhood. I show up knowing what they bought the house for and what the situation was when they bought the house. They know that I've taken the time to prepare for this meeting. Now, I've also shown that I value the people I'm working with. I'm prepared. Well, I've got a coaching meeting, right? I got some coaching meetings coming up. Am I just going to show up for those? Or am I going to take a minute to to prepare myself and read over last week's notes and read over the engagement notes and come up with a structure of the call so that we are effective. I can tell you preparation equals confidence, because confidence doesn't show up from talent. It shows up from knowing when you're ready. Talent only gets you so far. I think it's, who's the coach in Alabama? I don't remember his name. One of you might. But it was a saying that I used to hear, and it was a guy I used to work with, and he was a huge Alabama fan. And Ryan used to say all the time, is Coach something. Coach Babin, I don't know. Sports ball. But he'd say, you know, talent will get you there, but it doesn't keep you there. Because hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Jessica is talking about a listing that she's taking over from an agent that's been in this business for 25 years. I can tell you that he has not put in the stripes to keep that listing. And the picture, terrible, honestly. But Jessica's hard work has earned her the right to take over that deal. She's worked hard. She's put in the time. The opportunity showed up, and now she's confident enough to take it. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Prepared agents make powerful moves, not panicked ones. Do you think Jessica panicked when they're like, that lady's like, I want to sell my house. I want to use you. She called me. Hey, Dan, I've got this opportunity. She didn't call me and say, hey, Dan, I'm scared. What do I do? She said, I have this opportunity. I'm excited about it. What do I do next? How do I help this lady out? She worked hard. She's prepared. She's ready. She may not know exactly what she's doing, but she knows she's got help there, right? I may not know exactly what I'm doing, but I know there's help there. Because that allows you to understand what I'm doing, right? I'm prepared for whatever happens. Now, what happens if a variable that you didn't prepare for shows up? Are you just going to throw in the towel? Is the game plan over?
Why I have you.
That's why, yeah, that's why I have me. But even then, like, things don't always go to plan. But do you believe if you're more prepared, meaning that you know the market, you know effectively how things are supposed to go, you know the area, you know the stats, you know what's happening, you're prepared for the conversation, even if something comes out of completely left field. When you're prepared enough for the situation, you can adapt quickly and say, oh, you know what? I didn't prepare for this exact question, but this exact question is similar to one I heard on our morning call 6 weeks ago. Let me get some information. I'll get back to you. Confidence, not panic, right? A powerful statement, not a panic one. So what can you prepare for? Right? Who knew what you were wearing this morning before you went to bed last night? Okay. Kind of boring, huh? Right? You knew what you were going to wear today before you went to bed? No, I made sure I had the clothes ready so that I could wear it. And I don't have to think about it in the morning. That's one less thing I need to worry about, is because I have a day prep. I used to have the exact same color shirts Monday through Friday. I used to wear a specific color every day so that I knew what I was wearing. And depending on the shirt was the color of pants. Although I am one of the terrible people that likes to wear gray with tan, and people are like, they don't go together. And my argument is it's almost brown and it's almost black, so they do match. So Joanne's like, no, not at all. That color theory doesn't work. So what does it look like to be prepared? Are you taking time to learn, or are you just responding? Are you being proactive in your education, or are you just waiting for situations to arise that you have to research? Are you expanding your understanding around a certain topic, a certain neighborhood, a certain price point? Or are you just waiting until you have to? Are you scripting? Are you practicing your objections? Are you sharpening the edge? As you heard me say, sharpen your axe, chop the tree down faster. Is your calendar blocked out for those activities? Have you ran 5, 6 CMAs before you ever have to go to it? Have you done a listing presentation a half dozen times with your family and friends before you ever go on one? Or are you waiting for game day to finally get ready? Do you think a client feels when you're lacing up your cleats when you get on the field? Or do they know that you're ready to rock and roll the moment you get there? Can they tell? Absolutely. I had a client the other day, that listing appointment I went on 2 weeks ago. We were talking about the roof. And he's like, you know what? We had the roof code a couple of weeks ago, and I just don't know the age of it. I was like, well, back when you bought it a few years ago, the seller then said the roof was replaced in 2009, which makes the roof about 15 years old, 16 years old. So if it hasn't been replaced since then and it's been maintained, it may be okay, but it might be a concern of ours. And the seller was like, how did you know that? I was like, because I looked up the information of when you bought the house. And I read through the seller's disclosures. Now, does that seller instantly have more confidence in my ability to help them because I know what's going on? Yeah, I do. Because they do. They really do feel that when you're prepared, you'll show up differently. You show up with more confidence. You hold your chest high. You hold your head high. You hold yourself better. Or are you the type of person that shows up and hopes it all goes well? Christina's not here, but she could fill in the sentence. What is my feelings on and thoughts about hope? Hope is a terrible strategy. Hope's an agent, not a strategy. Okay? But systems are. So what's your system? Are you prepared? If I get a buyer, what do I do? If I get a seller, what do I do? If I'm doing an open house, what do I do? I told you open houses were part of it, Jim. We have to prepare for these things. How effective is an open house? If I had to tell you right now, hey, Jess, I got an open house for you today at 11 o'clock. Could you do it? Okay, hey, Jess, you got an open house in 6 minutes. Could you do it? Or, hey, Jess, can you do an open house for me on Friday? Which open house do you think is going to be the most effective? Fridays. Why do you think that is?
Because I have time to prepare.
You have time to prepare. So you have time to research the house. You have time to research the neighborhood. You have time to understand what you're doing. You have time to map out where you're going to put your signs. You have time to get the signs. You've got time to prepare. Preparation is key. Because when you're prepared, you're able to be more present. Think about a time where you were talking to somebody who was very distant, not engaged, right? They were thinking about 9,000 other things. Or they're reading their emails. Like half of you guys are. Right? People can tell when you're present. They can tell when you're there. Because otherwise you're scatterbrained. Your focus is not there. I do it to people all the time. I'm in the middle of 7,000 conversations in my head. And someone asks me a question. It takes me a minute to pull that train back off the tracks and go, oh, what? Again, please? Preparation allows you to be prepared because when you can focus on them, you're not focused on your own anxiety. Do I have the right information? Am I ready for this conversation? Am I going to screw it up? Am I going to say the wrong thing? Am I going to sound dumb? No, because you're prepared. And if you get thrown off, if you get hit with that left-sided curveball, you've done enough practice to go, okay, you know what? That was out of left field. Not really sure where that came from. Let me get some information together. I'll get back with you. Get back on track. Not, oh man, I just blew it. Derailed the whole train. I remember that as an agent. I remember blowing up deals because I didn't know what I was doing, because I was winging it. and I didn't have the information, and I sounded dumb. We've all been there, or we all will be. So I'd rather take the time to learn. So prepare. Like I said at the beginning of all this, I don't like to prepare. It's not fun. To me, it's not. It's not sexy. It's not fun. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's not like, ooh, this is what's going to happen with my day. No, it's kind of boring. It's not polished. It's not beautiful. It's just eh. But I'll tell you, that being prepared is a superpower. When you walk in ready for stuff, it's almost like doors open for you. Luck shows up at the intersection of opportunity and timing. You have to be prepared. Opportunity knocks, and if you're prepared, what happens? You get that deal, right? Jessica gets that listing. If she's not prepared and she's kind of just half stepping through the day, do you think that seller even acknowledges her existence? No. Trust me when I tell you, the extra 15 minutes before that showing, the extra 15 minutes in the morning to read an article or understand something or ask some questions to get some clarity around things, that extra 15 minutes, they add up. The late nights, the role plays, the uncomfortable conversations, the critical looks, the deep dives, the organization, it all adds up. Hear me when I say this. Like, you don't have enough time in the day to not do the 15 minutes to prepare. Well, Dan, I don't have time. Well, that tells me you absolutely should do it. Because if you're running out of time in the day, it sounds like the day is running you. If you are not being critical around your time and you're just kind of winging it, man, I'll just go with the flow. I hate to tell you this, someone else is running your calendar. One of the most powerful sentences you can tell somebody is no. It's a complete sentence. No. Hey, can you come over and help me move something? No. But we want to be nice and we want to feel good, right? No. I wish I could. I'm just in the middle of some stuff. But when you know your calendar is chock-a-block full, my dad texted me on Saturday, hey, can you print 3 pages of something for me? I said, sure, this afternoon when I get back to the house around 5. He said, oh, I need it before then. I was like, then walk your ass to Kinko's. But I knew I had a plan. I knew I had something going on. I knew I wouldn't be home before 5. I was working. Because after all, the best don't wing it. We win it. And trust me, the 15 minutes adds up. The extra effort adds up. Because when you show up on game day and you're prepared and the other team's not, you don't beat them. You embarrass them. So there's your mindset reset today. Let's dive in. Let's get prepared. Let's make the most of our time. And in the spirit of preparation and disclosure, guys, I will not be here tomorrow. I hope that you still are. But I have to be in a meeting at 7:45 in the morning, which is not fun for me because I have to drive 2.5 hours to get to that meeting. Yay. And you won't be able to. So.
Have fun.
What'd you guys learn today? What stood out?
Being prepared. Being prepared, and you don't let the day rule you. You rule the day. You rule the day if you're prepared.
Yeah, run your calendar. Your calendar will run you.
Need to figure out what I'm going to wear tomorrow.
Honestly, it's kind of a weird thing to talk about, but if you go research the tech CEO giants, Jake Hobbs, or what his name was, Apple's guy, Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs, and the dude from Facebook,
Zuckerberg.
Master Zuckerberg. What do they wear? The same damn thing every single day. Why? Because that's one less decision they need to make. That's 15 seconds of their day that they get to spend working on something that's going to make more. And this is a guy that makes probably $100 million a day, if not more. Hell, Zuckerberg has a boat that costs $91 million a day just to run. Or was it 91,000? Whatever. It's still a F ton, a lot of money. But here's the thing. If you can take away one decision and you're already prepared for it, have it dressed out. I know what I'm wearing tomorrow. Hell, I know what I'm wearing Wednesday. I usually did laundry on Wednesdays and Sundays because I only owned 6 shirts. And I would have to reset. Once I get to red, got to reset. Got to wash them so I have the next set. And if I miss a laundry day, I'm struggling. I'm stressed out because now I don't have things to wear. It sounds silly, but that's my preparation. Right? My son freaks out every morning because he can't open his water bottle to fill it up every day. So you know what I did? Is before I go to bed, I fill up his water bottle, I put it in the fridge. That saves me 2 whole minutes of him crying in the morning that he can't open his water bottle because it's already done. And now he starts to make himself breakfast in the morning because I taught him that I don't have to. And I taught him to wake himself up and he's preparing himself. So he does it. That gave me 30 minutes of my day back by preparing my son to be more successful in the morning. It took me 2 years to get here. But small victories, right? Those 15 minutes add up. Guys, I really hope that you're learning stuff on these calls. Put them to work. Put them to use. If you ever need to revisit, go check out the YouTube channel, Big Dan Caldwell. They're on the lives there. Almost every one of them's there. Check them out, revisit them. If they're small messages, send it to a friend that needs it. Especially today's. I know you know somebody out there needs to prepare a little bit better. Maybe it's your boss. And boss, if you're getting this, your agent loves you enough to share this with you and say that you need to sharpen your tool a little bit, all right?
Thank you, Dan.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you Wednesday morning. I'll check in with you. You need something, text me. Other than that, tomorrow be on the call together. You have each other, right? I know at least 5 of you are going to be here tomorrow, aren't you? Maybe even 7. Because I'm going to check the attendance log.